Anyway, like I asked, are the Browns a playoff team? After the victory, they stole. Did they steal it or did they eke it out? 39-38 against the Colts yesterday. It was a tough one. Miles Garrett. The stat line does not reflect the score. Block field goal, two forced fumbles. I think he had like an interception or something like that. I don't know. He was everywhere yesterday. He was everywhere, but Watson, you got hurt. So we're gonna give you some grace. Joe, are
Mhm.
the Browns a playoff team?
I think, yeah. Before I answer that question, I think we should get Tay and Vaughn on the show and have them debate who's the defensive player of the year right now, Miles Garrett or T.J. Watt. You know,
Mm.
big topic. Okay, so are they a playoff team? I mean, I want to say yeah, but I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna say no because their offense, man. Jeez. I mean, Deshaun Watson was horrible again. Like I said, Tay went at me in the NFL chat. I'm like, dang, bro, do you not read my DM? My DM Tay was like, bro, if D Walk could just play okay, bro, y'all could be really good this year. And he just went smack us somehow in the chat. I'm like, God, he wasn't read my message. But so D Walk was terrible. He threw two. He threw one. Second was an interception, but he dropped it. He threw two interceptions for real. And both of them, I'm like, what are you doing? Like literally, they scored because Ford ran a 69 rushing. Right, like he took to the house. And then when DY was throwing the ball, he was terrible. He threw the ball to the flats, and it was underthrown. How?
Joe.
All they need is a quarterback. I mean, a Tyrod Taylor type quarterback, and they're fine. Literally. Their defense yesterday let them down. I will say that. They had their worst game this year so far. I mean, the Colts were 7 for 15 from third down, which is 50%. They was 3 for 4 in the red zone. They scored
Mm.
3 touchdowns in the red zone out of 4 chances. 305 passing yards. And what killed them were big plays. They played good, but the Colts are getting these explosive plays. Like I'm like, what's going on? Everybody look up. It's a big play. JT had a 24-yard run. He's all the big plays. JT had a 24-yard run. JT had a 20-yard pass play. Zach Moss had a 21-yard run. Alec Pierce had a 32-yard play. Josh Downs had a 59-yard play. And Michael Pittman had like a 72-yard reception, the touchdown. So it's like those big plays killed them. But I feel bad for the defense, man. I feel bad for them, man. Like they historic and they offense trash. But I gotta give PJ Walker and the offense credit for leading them to that game winning drive because that defense gave up a touchdown and they had to drive the length of the field to get that final touchdown to win that game. Even though they got bailed out by the referees, they did. But they won that game for them. So I'm gonna say no, only because of their quarterback situation.
Dave.
I'm looking at their schedule, and based on the teams that they play, I believe they can be a playoff team. Because they play the Seahawks next week. I believe they can. I believe with their defense they can win that game. I believe they can win the next two games at least. Then you got to go on the road and play Baltimore, a team that you lost 28-3 early
Don't
in the
worry about
season.
it.
Then you got the Steelers, the other team you lost to, but this time you're at home.
No quarterback.
Then you got the
You
Broncos,
don't
who
know that, Joe.
you should easily beat. They're pretty much selling everything
Well,
except for PS2.
they won
Um,
yesterday. Don't say easy now.
I know, and they got a quarterback. Like,
that's true. That's true.
every
Then you
game
got
up.
then you got the Rams, the Jaguars, the Bears, Texans, Jets, and then the last game of the season against the Bengals. It's possible, but I don't for some reason I don't see it happening. Uh and like Joe said, I think it's mainly because of Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, if he could just play half of what he was before he had his situation in with the Texans, I believe that they could easily be a playoff team if he just was just if he was half that good. I don't even think he's 20% of what he used to be. He doesn't look good right now.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He had a full off season to pretty much get acclimated into the offense, be able to learn how to have a connection with your receivers, and to be able to make plays with your legs like you did before. And none of that is happening right now. You have PJ Walker, who was in Carolina last year, who was winning some games last year for Carolina, who was a bad team, and he's now since you got hurt, he's won 2 games for your team, back to back. He beat my San Francisco 49ers last week, and then now he just went up and put up 39 points the very next week. I don't think you had that all season, Deshaun Watson. What's going on? I think maybe this may sound crazy, but I think maybe the Browns need to just go ahead and go with PJ Walker for the rest of the season if they want a chance to go to playoffs.
Okay.
Because Deshaun Watson looked like he's the backup.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Deshaun Watson looked like he's the backup. Now, I'm pretty sure this is not going to happen because, I mean, they paid all that money for him, so they're not going to put him on the bench. But just look at how the two are playing right now. I understand it's just the last 2 games, but Deshaun Watson hasn't had a great game at all this season. So I think the Browns are winning in spite of Deshaun Watson. That defense is what's carrying them right now. And PJ Walker looks like the better quarterback of the two.
Before you go, Tomo, I know he was hurt, rotator cuff, but we can't use that excuse because he looked bad before that. And it's not really his accuracy is bad, but his decision making is bad too.
Yeah.
No, but
it's bad.
But go ahead, Tomo.
I thought y'all was gonna come on here and give like some form of fashion, like maybe, there's a glimmer of hope if they like trade for something. But the fact that there's a consensus across the board that is like the defense is playoff bound. Like there's no argument.
Without question. Without question. Yesterday was what? The second time they have allowed over 20 points. No, that's the third time because they did allow 20 against the Steelers. But that's the first time they've allowed over 30 points all season.
But they made plays. Blocked the field goals.
And when it counted, they made plays. Myles Garrett had 2 sacks yesterday. He had a
blocked field goal.
Yeah, blocked field goal. Yeah, 2 strip sacks.
And 2 forced fumbles. Like, come on, he out there doing his thing. But the offense looks this bad. Like,
who is the head coach? Wasn't he the offensive coordinator for the Eagles last season?
Yeah.
That's where their big plays went. But he's just finding ways to keep this team in games. Like just to get a coach a little bit of props too. I thought they were just gonna be flat out a rebuild team. They actually like putting up fights. Look at
they're like Arizona, but they're finishing.
Yeah, look at Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, he balling.
Just saying.
I mean, he knows the offense. He was in the office last year, so
he could have got you a playoff game. That's all I'm alluding to. That's all I'm alluding to.
It's the same thing as when Jarrett Stidham was with the Raiders last year. He knew the offense. So
you said what time was that again?
He can get you. He could have got you a playoff game.
Let's get it.
That's
AJ, hear that? I'm just playing.
That's it. Against Danny Dimes. I don't know about the 49ers, but Danny Dimes, he could have got you one. But
against 7-Eleven, he probably could have.
See, we ain't know if 7-Eleven gonna be there. But speaking of 7-Eleven, because like the government, just to get a little serious for a second, I think the government is going on a freeze. Hopefully they don't, because people need their jobs, people need their paychecks. It's the holiday season. And Deshaun Watson up here making almost $250 million and don't even, bruh. The fact, I know we got a Monday night game, so let me hurry this up. I came on here and said that you were gonna have a better season than Russell Wilson. On behalf of Russell Wilson and his wife, I'm sorry. Like the song said, I'm sorry. You know her song. He is cooking. And he ain't even, and then what my fella said about him being 20%, he ain't gotta give up 20. He don't have to give up 20. He could play the PJ Walker's level and they can win a game.
Turn the ball over.
Like, it's just that simple. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that layover or that layoff when he wasn't like playing football. Like he's still trying to get accumulated to the actual speed of the game, or maybe he just don't like football no more. We don't know. Oh, what we got here? Who talking crazy?
You go ahead, Dave. I think that's for you too.
It's for
Oh,
both.
you. Oh, snap! It's for you. Go ahead.
That ain't for me. That ain't for me. He already
You
put my. I see him in the comment for me already. So yeah,
I ain't mad at it because I want to tell you one thing about this, Vaughn. I told y'all about Michael before the season
Hold on, we got
started. But I'm gonna read it. So shout out to JJCH91 with the 199 super chat. Since you want to be petty. But nah, shout out to Vaughn with the 199 super chat. TJ the real modern day LT. Hashtag Miles Who. Hashtag Michael Who. Thanks, Vaughn, for the 199 super chat. But I told you about Michael, man, about week 5, bro. He always tape off. What week is it? Week 6. He made the big play, though. But I ain't going with all the modern day LT. You ain't hear that on Refuse to Lose. So take that somewhere else. All right, take that back to your barbershop. Like we said in consensus, yes, the Browns are a playoff team on defense. Deshaun Watson, if he just shows up and literally just hands the ball off or just like skip the ball down the field to Amari Cooper, they could win these games. I'm not going to say, they're not going to bench him. I know that's the right thing to do, but when all that money just sitting in the bank account, that's like having a Ferrari and you don't know how to drive a stick shift. Like, what you buy the car for? What you buy the car for? I know it look good, but you can't do nothing with it. You can only put it in neutral, roll it out front, and then back it back in the garage.
And his contract is fully guaranteed. The only way they can get out of his contract is if he gets suspended for some reason. That's the only way. If he gets fined or suspended, that's the only way they can get out of this contract.
His agent like, you on the field or you at home? Like, don't.
So he has to be in good behavior. Any form of bad behavior, then they can pretty much avoid the whole contract and cut him if they want to.
His problem is, y'all know Houston Deshaun. Roll out the pocket, lose, break tackles, then the back. Don't play up. He trying to do that with this Browns offensive line, bro. It's good enough. Stay put in the pocket. Sit there. Go through your progressions. This man rolling out after any lineman he see close, he's rolling out the pocket, trying to make a play. Like, come on, bro. No,
that was worth a super chat.
that was worth a super chat.
Oh man, said that's like buying a Ferrari over market value and it has no engine. All right, and with that being said, man, hey, I know we gotta do.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.